The animals being used in our meat products are being abused and treated unfairly.
Let's explain the life of our chickens and what is going on.
The chicken in your McNuggets, Popeyes, and other meals is most likely not a naturally raised chicken, but instead one in a factory farm known as a broiler chicken. First, the chick is born, and when the eggs hatch, the chicken starts its 6 week life until slaughter being packed on a conveyor belt. A chick, along with thousands of others, are riding conveyor belts being pushed and bounced and dropped along until they reach their own groaner house, the dark, windowless shed they'll spend the majority of their life in. And it only gets worse from there. Once inside the house, to make raising the chickens easier, the chickens' beaks are sheared shorter, and their toenails clipped off in painful manners. They're packed tight with thousands of other chickens. Can you imagine going from grazing on an open field to being cramped in a cage? In a coop, they have room to walk and play, but in these cages, it's torture. Imagine if you were cramped in a tight cage for the rest of your life. The food situation is terrible, as food is not distributed evenly or in a way to make sure every chicken is fed. Several of these broiler chickens are starving, while humans eat their brethren's remains. The few scraps a chicken gets the pleasure of consuming are terrible for them. Purposely poor diet and antibiotic use, along with selective breeding, causes abnormal growth in the chickens.
Their breasts are made so large that it becomes hard to walk, and cripple them and deforms their skeletons. They are also modified to grow abnormally fast from months to only 6 weeks.
When the 6 weeks are up, it is time for slaughter.
Men, typically illegal immigrants, kick and shove chickens into tight cages and board them onto trucks to be transported to the slaughterhouse. Once the trucks arrive, the chickens are unloaded and hung upside down on sharp metal hooks, and then sent off to an automated process of tortures and pains to make them supermarket ready.
That's how live chickens are turned into your food. A lot different than what companies put on the box.
We squish ants to death, a gruesome death, but it doesn't matter because they are mindless drones. Chickens, however, are not. Chickens grow bonds with each other and build friendships and enemies. They have personalities and make decisions based off of others. They make social hierarchies and have leaders. They understand cause and effect. They understand, I do this, and this happens. Emotions. They feel pain and fear and sadness from their gruesome lives that they have. And it's not right to do something to such a
Is that if the consumers come together, it gives them a voice. The only reason corporations do these heinous practices is because it's what's profitable. But we, as consumers, if we come together, can change that. Our dollar is what makes something profitable. So if we boycott or stop buying something, it becomes unprofitable, which then makes something else profitable. So if we start buying morally made meats instead of immoral meats, we then make moral meats profitable, and hence factory farms not profitable, which then causes corporations to shift over to moral meat manufacturing. We as a consumer have a voice, and we need to start to use it. But for the consumers to have a voice to motivate corporations, we have to come together. But we can't come together if people don't know what's going on. That's why we, the educated ones, need to spread the word. So via social media, protests, whatever, the word needs to get out there. And there's multiple things that you yourself can do. You can go on social media, create accounts, or just leave comments on posts or make posts about the issue to try to motivate people to switch over to the right side. You could also join protests and protest outside company headquarters demanding change, or outside government buildings demanding laws and regulations to stop this horrendous activities. Also, you can just simply tell others, tell your family, tell your friends in person when you see them about the issue and why it's wrong. And perhaps they will then tell others, and then eventually we'll all come together and be a large enough group where us making a boycott or us making a stand will mean something. Scare corporations and convince them or force them to come to the right side or face losing all their money and going bankrupt.